Hello, I'm Congressmember Judy, and I'm honored to address Women Cross DMZ on this important International Women's Day webinar, which is an opportunity to recognize the women-led work to achieve peace on the Korean Peninsula and around the world. Signed in July of 1953, the Korean War Armistice Agreement put an end to 3 years of horrific fighting, but it did not put an end to the war. Even today, more than 7 decades after the violence has ended, the Korean Peninsula and the Korean people remain divided. But we know that we can still achieve peace. And that requires work that transcends the conflict between governments and fosters people-to-people connection, which is why the work of Women Cross DMZ is so important. And in fact, as a member of Congress, I had the chance to visit the demilitarized zone and see firsthand the lasting division and tensions. But I also saw the instances of cooperation and people's hope for a better future. A few years ago, when I was chair of the Congressional Asian Pacific American Caucus, we held a congressional forum on North Korea and the Korean American community so that members of Congress could hear from experts about the challenges that lie ahead for reunification. I will never forget hearing the powerful testimony from an 86-year-old woman named Soon-Bak Kim, who was just a girl when she fled her home during the Korean War. At that time, she expected to spend just a few months away, but that turned into decades away from her family. In tears, she told us that her dying wish is to be reunited with them before time runs out. But each year, that time does run out for more and more divided families, which is why we cannot give up on our work to achieve permanent peace. That is why just last week, I participated in a press conference at the U.S. Capitol to announce the reintroduction of Representative Brad Sherman's Peace on the Korean Peninsula Act. This important bill calls for an agreement to formally end the Korean War and would promote diplomacy by establishing liaison offices on U.S.-North Korean relations. The bill also recognizes the tens of thousands of Americans who have relatives in North Korea by calling on the State Department to study possible avenues for them to see their families again, even just for special occasions. We must also be clear-eyed about the challenges we will face in making sure that the perspective of women is at the forefront of this effort. The Trump administration has systematically dismantled federal efforts to support diversity, equity, and inclusion, and that includes in foreign policy. That means the voices in the executive branch who can speak with authority about the importance of protecting and supporting women in conflict zones across the world have been sidelined. And that is why it is so important for organizations like yours to continue to perform this work, to fight for peace, and to ensure that women have a seat at the table. So thank you again for inviting me to participate in this important webinar and to mark this International Women's Day with so many women who are working tirelessly to achieve peace in the Korean Peninsula and around the world. I look forward to continuing our work together.